Picture this in your mind. A 12-year-old girl sits alone in her bathroom. Outside, the streets are dead quiet. No cars, no laugh, no signs of life. Just a suffocating silence in the air, as if the world is in pause. She hasn't seen her friends in months. School is just a sunscreen. Her birthday passed without hugs, and the virus still spreading, still mutating, and every news update only brings more questions. No answers, no cure, no pandemic end. And slowly, in that loneliness, something begins to change inside her. Her parents are home, but distant, worried about jobs, news of the virus, online classes. They try to seem calm, to not let their fear show up, but she felt it. She absorbed it. She's also worried about it. And slowly, she begins to wonder, is this how life is going to be now? Now, imagine this story playing around all the world. My name is Mariana Duarte, and I was one of the million US people who lived the pandemic. It all started when I was 8. I lived as a child who didn't understand why she has to stay home and taking online classes instead of going out to school. But I felt the fear. I felt the anxiety and uncertainty. Then I realized the problem. As I matured and became a teen, I started asking myself if it would ever end, because it all seems endless. And not just the pandemic, also the fear, the anxiety, and the uncertainty of not knowing how the virus reacts or mutates to the vaccine. The lockdown in Mexico lasts 2 years, but the impact of it is huge and still affecting US people's mental health. In the very first year of the COVID-19 pandemic, the World Health Organization reported a 25% global increase in anxiety and depression. 1 in 4 more people struggled mentally. And who affected this the most? Teenagers. Think back to what it felt like in those early months. The silence of empty schools, the lack of socialization, the loneliness of cancelled events, proms, graduations, first day at school. For youth people whose identities are built in community, this isolation wasn't just inconvenient, it was devastating. Think back to what it felt like in those early months. It was awful. Social isolation, one of the main stressors, took them away of support systems when they needed them the most. Instead of going out and exploring the world, teenagers were locked in their own bedrooms, screens, and anxious thoughts. Their ability to connect with others, to grow, and to ask for help was limited by lockdowns and fear. But isolation wasn't the only problem. Many youth people face grief, the loss of loved ones, or the fear that their families might not survive. This mixed with academic pressure, financial stress, and fear of infection made things even harder. Mental health services collapsed. According to WHO, these were the most interrupted services globally during the pandemic. And here's what's more alarming. This wasn't just about sadness increase. The pandemic saw a disproportionate rise in self-harming and suicidal behaviors, a clear indicator of how deep the crisis ran. Governments did act. 90% included mental health in their response plans, but plans are not the same as success. In many countries, mental health services were so scarce that there was less than one mental health worker for every 100,000 people. Many of people turned to digital tools, attending to online therapy, but in resource-limited countries, these options didn't even exist, and silence became the only option. But what helped me and can help others is something simple but powerful: support webs. During the pandemic, many of us felt alone, but we were never truly alone. And now that it is over, it is easier to reach people and help them close those scars that the COVID-19 pandemic left and still open. But how? With support networks. These webs allow US people to help each other just by being there. They're not therapy, but they are powerful. This step is in us. If you still feel the fear of the pandemic return, talk to your parents, your friends, or your teachers about it. And be present with your friends and partners when they need you is very important as well. Because building a culture where it is normal to say, hey, I'm struggling too, let's talk, it would make the world a better place. Also, it is important to do healthy things that makes you feel happy, such as doing exercise, hanging out with friends, reading, or any healthy hobby. We don't need to wait for more budgets, more time, or more professionals. We can start with each other. And this isn't just an emergency fix. Studies show that support webs allow US people to ask for help, build empathy, and encourage US people to help each other. Maybe during the pandemic, we couldn't hug, but now, through healing, through listening to each other, through sharing our experiences, we can start healing one heart at a time. Thank you all.